I cannot believe it. It's AFC North Football NFL Week 6. Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. We go out there a little bit over a minute left to go, and then bam, they go into the end zone. Joe Mixon takes the lead. The Cincinnati Bengals win the game. Wait a minute. O-H-I-O, the Bengals lost again. That's 7 in a row. What the hell did you think was going to happen? I told you the Pittsburgh Steelers was going to take care of business. I couldn't even watch the game at home. I couldn't watch it in Steelers country because I was out there at MetLife Stadium watching the Jets taking on the Colts, but I was looking like Kevin Gates because I had 2 phones streaming on my goddamn hands and terrible connection, but I knew the Wi-Fi was hitting out in Cincinnati because big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and Antonio Brown took it to the house because Big Ben, he flung the ball, he flew it like a butterfly, he floated it like a butterfly, and the Bengals got stung by AB. Let's break down some doggone stats because let me tell you something, all right? Defense, phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. All right, a lot of people thought, oh, well, they almost gave it up towards the end. Let me point something out to you. The Bengals came in as one of the top 5 offenses in the league. They had under 300 yards completely, 62 yards on the ground. They just got over 200 through the air at the end of the game. Defense did a phenomenal job. All right, sacking the quarterback. We got to Andy Dalton 3 times. You know how many times they touched Ben? 0. I told you guys in the comment section, there was a bunch of people talking about, oh, you got Carlos Dunlap, we got Geno Ackland's, Perfect's coming back. We're going to get to Ben. You didn't touch him. You didn't touch him at all. Defense did a good job. Artie Burns, he got burned. We have ourselves a relationship. You need to go somewhere where they turn off the stove. I don't know what IKEA, I don't know what Best Buy, I don't know what store got the appliance on where all the burners are on. I'm going to need somebody to turn that off. Maybe Artie Burns going to start playing defense. But nonetheless, Joe Hayden, you did a good job on AJ Green. Took him out. Tyler Boyd kept sneaking through the damn slot, getting to the open gaps, catching 2 touchdowns. But nonetheless, everybody else was taken care of. All right? Running the football. We held Joe Mixon in check outside of a couple of runs where he broke out for about 10 yards. Outside of that, the man did nothing. They only had about 13 rushes. I don't know why they didn't try to run the ball, but nonetheless, maybe they were intimidated because do it, to it, and the other guys up front were closing up gaps to where Andy Dalton said, you know what, I'm going to check out of it and throw the ball. Both teams had 10 drives. They had 275 total offense. We had over 480. I think it was like 481, but nonetheless, we doubled, not double, but we had 200 plus on them, all right? What does that say? We had the superior offense. We took care of the football. Moreover, again, no turnovers. James Conner over 100 yards again. This man is moving defenders. You saw that run? You saw the stiff arms? You saw how he told the defenders to get off of me? You might as well add him as a member of the Akatsuki because he's got the almighty push. Payne, please move over. I love the way that they look. Juju Smith-Schuster, hold my nuggets, suck my dick. The goddamn catch on the top of the defender's head. Him, Antonio Brown, both over 100 yards. Vance McDonald, once again, Vance McDonald had a farm. They cannot tackle this man. Masterful job. Masterful job. Now on special teams, we got to get some stuff done, all right? Because Boswell, you took care of business. But our kick coverage team, Erickson on the other side, he went over 100 yards on just 3 returns. We got to contain. We cannot allow people to go down the field and get better field position on us. Penalties. I believe we only had about 6 or not. It was 6 or not, something like that. But we had, I think, 69 yards total. We got to play more better disciplined football, but it's way down than what it was earlier in the season. So that's great. Time of possession. We had almost 35 minutes with the ball. What does that mean? We keep the opposing offense on the sideline. That's masterful job right there. Masterful job. And what I enjoyed the most was when all of those Bengals fans had the hopes that they were going to finally end the streak of having the nutsack of the Pittsburgh Steelers on their faces. You saw as AB ran into the end zone and reality hit. It's the AFC North and the Pittsburgh Steelers run the North. You better get familiar. Joey Porter, please tell him how I feel about the Bengals.
I'm tired of whooping y'all ass. Y'all make me tired.
There were a couple of calls in which I believe there should have been some challenge flags that was thrown, like the Ryan Switzer call. I understand, Tomlin, I wouldn't have thrown the flag, but you threw it. We lost. The James Conner, that should have been a touchdown. You should have thrown the challenge flag, but I heard the man's explanation. He said evidently being in Cincinnati, they didn't show him the replay, but if there's people in the booth, I'm sure they must have saw the replay, but maybe there wasn't a connectivity sort of situation with their headsets. I don't care what it was. You should have thrown the damn challenge Flag. The players on the field, if they felt confident in what they saw, they should have went to you and said, yo, coach, you got to throw the challenge flag. I don't know what the deal was. You should have threw it. You didn't score on that drive. We had to settle for a field goal, which led to the Bengals go-ahead touchdown, in which we had to settle for our clutch gene and go down there. But I'll finish with this. All right, I told you, our Pittsburgh Steelers team is resilient. We coming off what? Back-to-back wins. We are now 3-2-1. The Ravens, they took care of business. I believe they're at 4-2. Bengals, 4-2. We right back in the race, baby. We no longer in last place. The Browns lost. We moved up to third. All right? And we're going to keep moving up because why? It's our division. Any Bengals fans you see later this doggone week, you let them know. Just when they thought they had the clutch in the car, buddy, you drive automatic. We the one with the stick shift. Why? Because we got our clutch in the car. The foot went down on the left side. We stepped on the clutch and drove into the end zone. And we're leaving, going back to Heinz Field into the bye week with the doggone W. Why? Because we're the Pittsburgh Steelers till the day that we die. Everybody get your doggone hands up in here. Steelers on 3, win on 6. 1, 2, 3 Steelers. 4, 5, 6 win. Here we go, baby. Bye week. Once we come out, we getting more W's until the end of the season.